the internet. You're busy. Let's do this. Welcome to the Game Mess Decides podcast. This is the podcast where we decide everything happening in the world of video games so you never have to think for yourself. I'm your host, Jeff Grubb, and with me is
Mike Minotti.
In today's episode, Battlefield 6 is happening. It's coming out. It's launching. The baby was a Pikmin thing. And Mount Rushmore of multiplayer first-person shooters. We will get to all of that in due time. But first, Mike, how are you doing?
I think I'm okay. I feel like I should be sick. I feel weird, but I don't feel sick. Because last night, I felt very sick. I felt the most like, oh, I'm getting sick I've ever felt in my life. Was just shivering uncontrollably for like 10 minutes. Then had a massive headache and then had a hot flash. It's like I went through the whole cycle of a flu in a few hours. And now I'm like fine, which is strange. I don't know. I took a nap before this, so I still and that went fine. So I don't know. Maybe it was nothing.
So you're not like waiting for the other shoe to drop there. You're just like maybe it went away, and you sound still worried about it.
Yeah, I think because I am worried about that other shoe. There might be a shoe still.
Okay.
There might be a shoe somewhere dangling above my head.
Gotta mind the shoe.
Yeah, it's gonna smack me in the face, but that's okay. I'm glad Dan's house didn't blow up.
What's that, Christian?
Oh, I said Damocles shoe.
Yeah, the shoe of Damocles. Yes, it hangs heavy over the head of our hero, Mike Minotti. Hopefully, he will be able to escape unscathed. Yeah, I'm feeling fine, but I can tell the kids are like getting various kinds of colds. The colds, they got the Minotti sneezing happening. Lots of sneezing constantly over here. Could be allergies, could be something else. It is hard to tell. Steph's not feeling good. She keeps saying she's not feeling great, so I'm sure it'll come for me as we're going to go over. We got a little trip planned this weekend for Steph's birthday. So I'm sure I will be sick in time for that. Cannot wait. It'll be a good time. But you know what? In the meantime, I'm feeling good now. So let's have a good show and say thank you to everybody for joining us. Give us a good rating wherever you are listening. Hit that like button on YouTube, please. It helps people find the show. If you want to ask a question, you can drop a super chat during the show here on YouTube. We'll get to all of those before the end of the program. Thank you to Carlos Ayin, who is Insane in the Rain Music on YouTube for the use of our theme songs. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and wherever pods are caught. Thank you to the mods. Thank you to Christian for producing. And you can get more from Mike and me and support us by going to patreon.com/GameMess. That's patreon.com/GameMess. That gets you access to our Discord server, participation in Q&A sessions, our game club discussions, early access to new episodes of shows like Columbros, and of course, all of our shows ad-free. There's also a note here, get a discount by getting a yearly sub. Christian has finagled some stuff over there to make sure you guys can get the maximum value there through your support and save some money in the process. Friendly reminder, you can also become a supporter by becoming a YouTube member. Just click the button. I think it's like a join button here on YouTube, or a Twitch subscriber. You can subscribe to Tokoto, Jeff Grubb, Christian_RARG. All of that will get you the same benefits. But main way to do it, patreon.com/GameMess. Thank you to everybody who has supported us. It means the world. We've noticed it. And really just shout out to all of you who have our back. All right. Big topics of the week. Mike, you ready?
Okay.
Battlefield 6 reviews. They're in. It seems like the game's doing pretty good. Although, I guess the talking point online, I've noticed this a little bit. IGN separated the single player review from the multiplayer review. I get it. I understand why you do that, because there are some people who just want to know how good one thing is and how good the other thing is. But it is one package, so people are like, this is confusing. I don't know. Did you see any of this?
I didn't see any of this, but now I hear about it. It is like, yeah, that's weird. Like, which one do they put on OpenCritic? Do they put both of them on there and let them even out?
Right. Good point.
Yeah, I mean, but it's also Battlefield campaigns have usually been such a nothing burger ever since Bad Company. No one has really cared about them. That it's easy to dismiss them, even though they're terrible. But they should still be judged on that. They still bother making them. Part of me wonders why. Seems like they could save themselves a whole lot of trouble.
And it's like not
and
like
a whole
it's
lot of
tradition
like self-sabotaging, right?
Yeah, the original Battlefield didn't have a single player campaign, right? At least maybe I was wrong. I don't know.
Last Battlefield didn't have. Battlefield
true.
didn't have a campaign.
Yeah, it got maybe got dinged for that, and that's why they put it in here. But personally, I blame Mikey R. O'Leary for this. It's all his fault. He does point out that this is the way they've been doing it for like 7 years. I've noticed it before. I do wonder like what has happened. You know what it is? It's like the game's getting good reviews from a bunch of other places, and then I think their single player review was lower and like shocked some people, and they're like, "What's going on here?" It's just the single player. I get like so they feel like the outlier here, and then that's the excuse, so it becomes a talking point. Either way, Battlefield 5 seems like it's doing just fine. I played some of it today. I didn't do any of like the traditional Battlefield modes. I did like the close quarters combat, basically Battlefield, but it's Call of Duty. That was fun. I had a lot of fun playing that game that way. I was in there with some other journalists. Some people that kind of went in there, and they rescued me a couple times, which I appreciated. I was getting shot by the one other human player on the other team because it's a lot of bots right now. Christian, you've been playing as well. How do these reviews sound good to you?
Yeah, they sound. I think they're too kind to that single player because it's atrocious. It's so boring. It's such a waste of time. To the point, it's like, what do you even? What is the point to?
How long is it?
Yeah. It's 9 missions. It might be like, I don't know, like 3 hours long. I have no idea.
It's short.
It's not that. It's short. It's short. And the second it ends, it tells you, hey, you want to uninstall it? I was like, hell yeah, uninstall
hell,
the shit.
Yeah, get off my hard drive. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, it is such a bad. I don't know, for people who wants to know what the story is about, it's just all of a sudden NATO it's not about America anymore. It's about NATO as a whole.
It's about
about
Rascal's dad. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, all of a sudden this Pax Armada, this PMC shows up, and the country is like World War III, but it's instead of being like, I don't know, neo-Nazis versus the non-neo-Nazis, NATO versus this Pax Armada. They're fighting for like controlling the security of the countries or whatever. Fuck, it's just so fucking. It's bad. It's dumb and it's boring, and people shouldn't even check that. So
yeah, so like the opening cutscene is kind of just made my eyes glaze over. It's like, oh my god, there's so much nothing here. But yeah, I mean, people are gonna play this game for the multiplayer, and that does seem like it's going to deliver. And and I'm, like I said, I had fun with that. Seems like these review scores are a good place for this game to start. I bet it's going to do excellent. Even despite like Call of Duty dropping a free week of Black Ops 6 the day before this. I think that's supposed to be starting now. Even though that's happening to try to distract from Battlefield, I bet Battlefield does just fine.
Yeah, I know. What was I about to say? I also play the multiplayer a lot, and I mostly play against bots and journalists, which are
basically
bots too.
Yeah.
And what I want to say is I really like the progression in this game. I don't know. I didn't like how it felt. Yeah, it's just if you like one. I was about to say job because I'm thinking Final Fantasy pill. If you like one class, you can choose play that class, and you will unlock like a specialty for that class and that kind of stuff. I really like that. If you play a sniper and you are one of those that instead of like just shooting from far away, you are more like a moving around guy and shooting. You might unlock like a sniper rifle that is more like just more movable than just stationary. So it's just really good about that.
I'm God, I don't know how much I've been into like the meta progression sort of thing in a multiplayer shooter in like a very long time. I remember loving it in Call of Duty 4 and then being like, it's really good.
New then.
Yeah, it was so new, right? Exactly, yes. And then being like, okay, they replicated and made this fun. And many of the following games, maybe never the same magic as it was in Call of Duty 4, but I do feel like maybe I'm in the mood for something like that. But of course, I have to dedicate so much time. It's hard to justify something like that. Titanfall 2 was I did spend a lot of time in that, Brad Lynch. Even more time in Titanfall 1, honestly.
I mean, Titanfall 2's campaign is amazing, but I played so much Titanfall 1 multiplayer.
Yep, good game. All right, let's keep going here. Nintendo says it's close to you Pikmin videos where Nintendo pictures short films rather than a game or movie teaser. Mike, you called it. You basically exactly what you said. I think we were like, Would you kind of explain it like that? I think we were all kind of on board with like, oh, that could easily be what this is. Letting Nintendo stretch their legs with this movie studio production company that they acquired. Yeah, so we should expect more shorts from them. So I guess, how do you feel about these first two, really just one short, and where they go from here?
I mean, the first one was fine. There was something about it that's like, we said this. It's so of that very specific Hollywood CG animated movie style that it almost feels like it's zapped out a bit of the Nintendo-ness from Pikmin.
Sure.
Even just
the human characters.
Slight, yeah, the human characters especially. Even just like the slight minification of Pikmin. I don't know. It was fine. It wasn't like a very ambitious thing, a cute thing with Pikmin and a baby. Sure, whatever. But I guess I'm curious to see what they do with, say, like a Metroid, right? Or like, are they also making one that might come out around Metroid Prime 4? I'm guessing not. But what would their take on a Metroid style thing look like, or an F-Zero? Or are we just going to kind of see more of like the, kind of the more family friendly stuff? The Marios. I mean, what it was, look at these people are doing Zelda style CG shorts. And I guess I'm kind of curious too, like, okay, I think this is, them testing things out, but what is the ultimate application of this stuff? Is this so Nintendo can make their own in-house movies, or is this to up the cinematics standards for their video games? I'm so curious where this is all going.
Yeah, and, it definitely has a different flavor than those original Pikmin shorts, which, had a very interesting story to the creation. Like, Miyamoto used Flipnote Studio. Was that on the 3DS?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that was on the OG DS.
Was it on the DS? Was it like DSi? It was like the DSi or
DSi.
something. And
I remember playing a lot on the DSi, so it might be that.
Yeah, and so he like storyboarded it out using that, and then had an external studio kind of make that stuff. So he basically directed those shorts. He basically like storyboarded them out himself, or at least one of them. Maybe I think he did all of them though. And it's like, yeah, this doesn't necessarily feel like that. It feels a little bit more like someone coming in to this space and being like, hey, we're going to make one of these things in the style of a Hollywood a CGI animation studio. Yeah, I think it's fun. I think it's clearly something Nintendo did to get attention, and it worked. It got a lot of attention. I don't need this to be tied to a game. I don't need this to be tied to a movie. I really love those original Pikmin shorts. Watched it a million times with my kids. So I think it's fun that Nintendo continues to be in this business. I just would like to, I don't know, I guess maybe I hope that they hit a brisk pace of putting these things out. And that would be, I don't know, a welcome thing from me. Let's see here. And then Discord responds to claims that 2 million ID photos have been acquired by hackers. They claim it's not quite exactly that number or government IDs necessarily, but let's get into it. Alex Hopley, Game Reactor. As soon as age verification came about, people worried about how their faces could be used not only by companies and service providers, but by hackers and those that might look to make a quick buck by stealing and selling data. Now it seems we've seen the first crack in age verification, as it's reported that around 1.5 terabytes of photos have been stolen from a third-party customer support system that Discord was using, Zendesk stuff. And these are the photos that like people would take like selfies to prove that their face matched their ID. So it is still identifying, photos or whatever. Something people could do something with. The Discord does not admit that government IDs themselves were involved in this, but still there's a lot of other various kinds of IDing information. Hey, I hate this. This is something we've started having to deal with in Ohio. Have you seen that Blue Sky thing when you go into your DMs being like, hey, verify your age? I wonder if that's something that depends on your ISP.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen that for Blue Sky. I'm trying to feel like if I've seen that or somewhere, but yeah, it's annoying. It's stupid. I don't see how it's protecting or helping anybody. Yeah.
I mean, my thing, and I talked about this on Game Mess Mornings, is this sort of thing has happened in the past where they try to put on strict government applied or required age requirements onto various industries, various communications industries. And that has always in the past been ruled a violation of the First Amendment. This clearly is just that. It is, I shouldn't have to prove to anyone that I am an adult so that I can communicate with other adults. That is, and the idea then that this stuff can be hacked. Well, of course it can, and of course we're here,
Sure,
but
yeah.
but we don't have to like even get to that point to point out this sucks, should not be required, and it's abridging my right to free speech, and we probably shouldn't have it in the first place. It seems like it might get worse with this sort of thing, just because this is going to quickly spread. Ohio's just one state that has it. There's similar stuff in Virginia. There's similar stuff in Mississippi. Similar stuff throughout various places in Europe. Maybe it's just the UK, but maybe some other places in Europe. And it's really just kind of the start. Like like compliance has only just begun. So, Discord might be doing this, but then it's going to be Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo and all these other companies that might have to require similar stuff in the future. And so there's just going to be these treasure troves of data sitting around, and that stuff's going to be very valuable to hackers. 1.5 terabytes of photos people can do, like,
Jeez.
Especially if you can tie that to other people's names and identities, you could do a lot with that.
They've been posting the photos already. They're like, it's fucked up. Like,
Yep.
This is messed up. In Europe, it's also fucked up, but they have other ways to corroborate. I see my friends from Europe, they say that, oh, I bought this game over 5 years ago, and because you had to be like over 13 to buy the game, that way you can check the thing, and you don't have to send your ID type stuff. It shouldn't happen, but maybe like find another way so people don't have to share the goddamn government ID with you.
Yeah,
I don't know. Something has to give.
There's like some sites, and I can't remember if it's like Twitter or YouTube or something, where it's like, we are monitoring your behavior, and we can kind of tell if you're an old fuck or not. And if we could tell if you're old, you're probably going to be fine. But if there's a question, we might require you to give us an ID. Now, if you engage with like gaming videos on YouTube, that probably triggers it. That's been a thing recently. This thinks and Discord's like, hey, it was this third-party platform we're using, but I don't know. You got to take responsibility for this stuff.
Yeah, all right. So what?
I don't know. That's the big stuff that we have written down here, Mike. Just overall, how you feeling about the gaming right now? About going into the holidays with a bunch of games to play? Boy, there's been, like someone pointed out, like there's a bunch of stuff about to hit Game Pass, which a lot of people are canceling, but those games will come out in other ways. Sure. I might play them on PC. It's just kind of been a nonstop onslaught of game releases and a kind of a nonstop onslaught of various kinds of bad news for these companies who make games. How are you feeling overall?
I feel good, but yeah, I feel like I'm doing okay. Some stuff is popping up, like Absalom, that wasn't necessarily super on my radar.
Right.
It came out and got really good reviews. It's this beat 'em up. I like that genre, so definitely want to go check that out. I'm making good progress with Silent Hill F. There's a bit of like, okay, what's coming out that I think I do really care about? I want to try Ninja Gaiden 4. I gotta try the new Pokemon, even though it's like that's a game that doesn't feel real to me for some reason. Like, that's not a game coming out next week. Shut up. What are you talking about?
That's really weird, yeah.
Yeah, and it absolutely is. What's kind of getting to be the most are the big RPGs that I want to still play, like, Final Fantasy Tactics, Trails in the Sky, that remake, and it's like, oh boy, finding time for those. And then even the Dragon Quest remakes are coming out relatively soon, and I'm very excited about Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D, so those I'm probably certainly making time for. I'm definitely at a point in Hades 2, because I am still playing it, and I've been playing it kind of, like a run or two just on my computer every day, and every time I feel like a little guilty, but I'm like, I do want to play this. Part of me is wondering how much I even want to really care about Battlefield 6, because I don't know. The fact that I was bad at the beta, which is more of a me problem than the game's problem, was like, well, then who cares?
Yeah, but any excuse to skip on a game right now, right? Like, that's how I am.
Right,
that's where I'm at. Like, any excuse. Give me an excuse, and I'll skip on it, because I'll have 5 other options right away, including things that came out of nowhere, like Absalom. So, yeah, I get it. I'll handle the quick look of Battlefield 6, Mike, so you don't need to worry about it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got your back. Someone pointed out there was Alarmo news. I didn't even see this. Kirby and the Forgotten Land is coming to Nintendo Sound Clock, Alarmo. I still have my Alarmo plugged in. How about you?
Yeah, no, I still use it. So I was kind of wondering when we were going to get another one of these, actually. So I'll be pretty happy to check out some Kirby sounds for sure. I've been doing the same one for too long now. I've been relying on just the specific Mario Kart 8 Deluxe one that is the Cloudy Top or whatever racetrack that kind of does the Galaxy theme. I've been waking up to that one too much, and I'm worried I'm going to start resenting that song, so I have to switch it up anyways.
Sure, yeah, that's always a worry. Although I had Cruisin' Blast as my theme song for a real long time, and I never grew to resent that song, Mike, and I never could.
I resented it immediately.
Can you fuck with that thing and put like weird shit on it, like the Cheers?
I'm sure someone's hacked it by now. Yeah,
that would be pretty funny.
Yeah, it's got I think it has an SD card slot or a USB port or something like that.
Oh yeah, if it has an SD card, you can destroy that shit right away. It's just who they are.
All right, that does for the big topics. We don't have to prolong anything. We're getting plenty of super chats, and we can talk about what the people want to talk about. Let's take a break. We'll come right back and do that. We're back. Let's get into the super chats. Mike, go ahead and take it away.
Alrighty, first off from Simon from Saskatchewan. I never realized that Balan, Wonderland, God, I can't remember. It's also a co-op game. Has to be local though. Is Dan aware of this? Ohio co-op makes it somehow worse to play. What the hell is the co-op in Balan Wonderland?
I feel like it's like an assist mode, but I don't remember.
Yeah, it's not like there's two. It's World. It's not like there's two of those fuckers running around, right?
I don't think so. That would be a nightmare. Now there's two of them. I couldn't handle that. But hey, if there is, maybe we'll find a reason to play that for play the co-op mode for Blight Club or something. Eventually, that game will be on Blight Club in one form or another, and we'll see who gets it.
Some of us are maybe surprised it's not already. Simon's back. It says, I'd love to see a competition stream between Giant Bomb and Nextlander. However, you two and Dan must play against Alex. If you beat Alex, would he retaliate?
I mean, look, yeah, I never want to do anything that might upset Alex, but I also think Alex would not be a poor sport about any such thing. He's a grown man and can handle anything. So, no, I think we'd be just fine.
And now Greg says, I forgot about Outer Worlds 2 coming out this month, and Double Fine's Keeper coming out next Friday. Ninja Gaiden 4 is also this month somehow. God, Outer Worlds 2 is what I actually do keep forgetting about. I was much more excited for Avowed than Outer Worlds 2 for some reason. I don't know if that's a weird thing or what. Because Outer Worlds 2 could be a very good game.
Yeah.
It's Obsidian making one of those, the whole thing with the other ones as basically Fallout, and this one will be that, but probably even bigger and closer to that. I'm curious how people will receive this one because Avowed definitely kind of came and went a bit, and I liked it, but even like I think my opinion of it was a bit higher than it is right now. Even and it seems like other people started at a lower place than I did with that one, but. I don't know. People liked Outer World 1, and I don't hear sometimes you don't hear it's too much, but they did, especially when you go back and look at those 2019 Game of the Year lists, like I do. What are you expecting from Outer World 2?
I think I'm expecting it to be like a much better version of Outer Worlds 1. I think it's going to realize a lot more, and I think it's probably going to maintain itself throughout the experience a little bit better than Outer Worlds 1 did. I think that's the reason why it becomes an afterthought for a lot of people, is it had a hot start. The game itself, like literally playing the game, starts off really like hot and it's just like, oh, this is good stuff. And then it just doesn't maintain that. And by the end, it's like, okay, this game went from a strong 8 down to a 7 or whatever. And I bet they will have the time and wherewithal and the budget now being, fully under Microsoft this entire time with a game that Microsoft probably believes in because the first one did really well. And now Private Division's not publishing it. It is Microsoft money. My guess would be that this is a little bit better than that game was, or quite a bit. It's going to be noticeably better. All those games, though, all three of those games, those are the ones I was talking about, the Game Pass games. You can see why they're like, well, now is the time to raise the prices because there's going to be all these games, and then Call of Duty soon after that. It just feels bad when it's so obvious like that. Like you're not going to want to miss this month on Game Pass. Here's a bunch of reasons why it's worth this $30, right? That's 3 games and then Call of Duty next month. That's a bummer.
Boy, I think I had no idea that Keeper from Double Fine was coming out even this year. That's coming out. Jeez.
Another one that I saw the trailer, I filed it as like, ooh, I'm excited about that. Looks like my kind of shit a little bit. No one's talking about it, so, and really they're not even talking about it yet, so we'll see. I'm looking forward to playing it though.
Okay, the next one here is from Ito Morales. He says, 1, I mostly play physical games, but when Xbox was giving out games through Games with Gold, plus the introduction Game Pass sales, I did accumulate a small digital library. Now with the price increase, I canceled Game Pass. Part 2, but I still get email notifications for games on sale. Is it even worth buying games on Xbox at this point? Will I still have access next year? I don't think you're going to lose access to your Xbox. Is that how that works? You know about more than me, Jeff.
So no, you're like you will I lose access next year. So you lose access if you don't buy the game, but if you're buying the game, even with the discount on Game Pass, you'll still own the game, even if your Game Pass lapses at that point. I think for me, the troubling thing will be like, if you buy anything that has any sort of multiplayer component, and then you want to play that online at some point, but you want to cancel Game Pass, it's like, well, I want to play online, so I need some sort of version of Xbox Live, so I'm at least paying $10 per month, and so at that point, maybe I should be paying more, and I just don't want to have that conversation with myself usually, so it's like, I'm going to go to the place where multiplayer is free, and try to get my library built up over there, and not worry about it. Now, that is not to say that you should have any concerns about these games going away. I certainly do not feel that way. Microsoft will want to run a service in a store long after they're out of the hardware business, and those games will be available in one way or another, whether that's just cloud or for you to download on PC or something like that, or their new console that is a PC underneath maybe.
Jez Murdoch says, the video game industry is on fire, the world about to explode. Meanwhile, Giant Bomb. Now watch this drive. Love you guys, and love Golf Week. Thank you, Jez. Have you been enjoying Golf Week, Grubb? Is there everything you're hoping for?
Yeah, it's like, me, I always want to do more and more and more, but God, the stuff we have done has been a lot of fun. I feel like we did get quite a few streams out of it. There's still more fun to be had tomorrow. And it does feel like a little bit of a ray of sunshine as all this other stuff is happening. And I think that is a strength of Giant Bomb, is that we don't have to be necessarily tied to the latest new release. The stuff that the things that makes our streams and our site special is not necessarily like that you're going to get the hottest new coverage. We often will. We'll be there. We're excited about new games, but a place where people can sort of retreat and get away from some of this noise and not have to worry about what shitty thing Ubisoft's doing, what shitty thing EA's doing, what shitty thing Microsoft and Activision are all doing. You can just come hang out here. We can play good games that we know are fun and kind of hit that vibe of people hanging out and ribbing each other. It's Hey, we're doing good stuff over at Giant Bomb. People should be a part of it.
We've had 7 golf-themed streams already. We should have 2 more.
2 more tomorrow.
Yeah,
that's
at
good.
least. So
is golf with friends in the table, because that's a fun golf game.
Golf with friends.
Yes.
That's the UPF. That's what we're ending with. Yes.
Golf with your friends. Golf with your friends.
Golf. Yes. Thank you. I keep forgetting that it's golf with your friends. Yes.
Oh, my bad.
No, I will never forgive you. I tell you what. I think we certainly had more golf themed streams than we had bee themed streams during Bee Week.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. It turns out there's more golf games.
Turns out there's more golf games. Next up is Lex Luddy. Any recommendations for what to play with my 6-button Mega Drive controller and NSO? Also, boy, freelancing at the moment, it's a thing right now. Yeah, I bet that's rough. I'm sorry about that.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, how many of the NSO games even really have how many of those were the 6-button games? Street Fighter's on there, I think.
Yeah,
so play Street Fighter.
Can you just play
Comic Zone?
Any game with the 6-button controller?
Well, you can, but I assume Lex wants to see the magic of the 6-button controller.
Yeah, but I mean, go play a modern Street Fighter using that thing, or the Street Fighter collection.
Oh, you could do that, huh? That would actually probably feel pretty good.
Yeah, that's exciting to me.
Yeah, get Street Fighter 6. Or get the Capcom Fighting Collection 2 and play Capcom versus SNK 2. But if you want to play something on NSO, Comic Zone actually was a 6-button game. Now, I bet you will not like Comic Zone.
Most
but
people
I
don't.
think you should try it anyways.
Yeah. That's not great.
I like it.
I like it.
The problem
it's
is that
not great.
Kid.
no, it's a game that presents as a beat 'em up, and it's actually almost more like an inventory adventure game.
Yeah.
Like it's actually very
it's
puzzly,
weird. Yes.
Yeah.
and you don't really get that. It looks awesome, though.
Yes,
Like,
it's all
the graphics
fantastic.
are
Yes,
great.
and again, I like it.
All right, next up here is from Hilliard Hendricks. I bought Expedition 33 on GLG and moved my Game Pass save over to it. If Microsoft's new pricing is too high to stay subbed, I do wonder just exactly what the numbers are, like what the damage is over at Game Pass. If Disney Plus lost reportedly like 1.5 million subscribers for their bullshit. I mean, God, raising the price like this and just kind of the bad year Xbox has been having in general, I just wonder what exactly that number is going down to.
Yeah, I think people are just looking for an exit ramp, and that gave it to them. And it's like, okay, this is the excuse I need to move my gaming life to another platform, and PC is right there. And a lot of these games do have cross saves. Expedition 33 certainly does. So, I bet the numbers are maybe even surprisingly high. Not that they've like lost all of their business or anything, and they could recover a little bit, but it doesn't feel like it's going to be a great recovery if there is one.
I feel like my turning point, I don't know if, not turning point, but like definitely where it was full on bummer state with Xbox for me was the cancellation of Perfect Dark. I don't even care that much about Perfect Dark. There's something about them promoting and talking about that game and all the smoke they blew up our asses about that forever to just be like, and I'm like, what?
I agree.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
you're not gonna see that through. I found that pathetic and bizarre.
I that definitely was a straw that was breaking the camel's back for me. Of like, you're making all these huge investments and you're starting a new studio and you're going to see it through and you're paying Crystal Dynamics to come in here and this game looks cool in this trailer, even if it is smoke and mirrors. Maybe there's a chance that this is the vision. I'm all for it. Let's go. And you guys can't even see it through. It's a bummer.
Right. And if it's like, wow, it just wasn't working out. Like, well, you should have made sure that worked out a little bit. I don't know. Like, come on.
It should treat it as like it's not an option for failure. Like you should, yeah. And the fact that you think it's failure is an option to like just cancel it says to me that you're not serious about this, and I don't need to be really thinking about you all that much then.
Remember when he was Phil was our only way to get out after the vampire game, the bad vampire game. There was the Redfall. He was the only way out is to make a lot of good games, and then just straight up canceling games now. It's just
Yep.
Right.
What happened with that?
Well, the only way out of that game of Redfall was to spend a lot of money on AI. Actually, is what it turned out to be. So,
Turns out.
Yeah.
Bailey, Redfall, was that like one of it's not just one turning point, but that was one of the other big turning points, wasn't it?
I mean, yes, It's just like one bad domino after another where, right. Any one of these things in a vacuum, it's like kind of whatever, but that and Starfield not working out and price increases and Game Pass price increases
Halo
and
not really being a big hit.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
One thing after the other, and then selling off the Hi-Fi Rush studio,
and all that just adds up to being kind of a rotten smell around all of it that people are like, convince me to come join the party, and it's like actually everything's telling you like this party stinks a little bit.
Yep. Next up here is from Grubb regarding the giant bombathon and/or Extra Life. How much will it cost to make Jan eat one hot dog? You need to start saving money now if this is a thing.
I do not want anyone getting sick from eating too much at any of these things. So $5,000 per hot dog is what I'm going to say.
Okay, that makes sense. That'll be the price of them in a couple of years here anyway.
Not at Costco, but everywhere else. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Political humor.
Riley Jeckett says, I've been giving Microsoft my money since the early days of Xbox Live Gold. The sunk cost fallacy is real. Even after the price increases, I'm struggling to just give up on them and cancel. Yeah, boy, like, everyone seems so soured on it. We've had a lot of people on here who've been Xbox fans for a bit, and they seem kind of just fed up with it. Do you know? Are there any like super Xbox faithful still, or is everyone kind of resigned to the fate here a little bit?
There's definitely still going to be faithful out there, and But they like even the faithful are asking questions. Even the faithful are like, "Yo, why should I buy this next game, or why should I do this?" And like Microsoft tell me, and then Xbox sort of like doesn't say anything, or just keeps doing things the way they've been doing it. So, I think even among the faithful, it is a more difficult time than ever to maintain the faith.
Brian00 says, if you can ignore BDS, Game Pass increase has removed the incentive of beating 1 or 2 games a month for the value prospect. Tough proposition at the moment.
Yeah, it's like if people, which everyone can make their own decision about BDS, and that's the call to boycott Microsoft due to their involvement in the genocide in Israel, which Microsoft has backed off of to a certain degree, but BDS has not lifted the boycott call. You have to be so dedicated kind of to just playing Game Pass games at this point to get your money's worth. And there's a lot of other games happening in other places now. You can sustain your gaming habit through just Game Pass games. Again, there's many coming out. They have done a lot to still make it feel valuable. I don't know if it feels this valuable. That it just starts bucking up against you are asking me to really sort of shepherd this subscription service so that I feel like I'm getting my money's worth, instead of being something that you can kind of just forget about. You kind of can't forget about Game Pass. You have to be actively engaged with it, and then that makes it so much easier to be like, well, then I'm really noticing when I'm not getting my $30 a month worth, so I should just get out of here. And I think a lot of people are going to feel that way.
Kind of related to this, Wiley Jeckett says, what finally sold me is the knowledge that I can get a lot of value from Steam with $30 a month. And yeah, I mean, even if it's not, like a big sales month like this is on Steam, there's going to be enough sales that, yeah, $30 will get you games that you can buy. I know Steam ownership isn't the same as physical owning, but it's more of an ownership than Game Pass is.
Yeah, and it's effectively yes, we get it. I get it. But when people say I want to own my games, usually they're fine with what Steam is offering up. And if you want your physical games compared to that, that's fine too, of course. But boy, Steam deals are really good, and people, that continues to be something you hear is people who come to PC or they get a Steam Deck. They're like, hey, these Steam sales, they really make a difference.
My library in Steam has been getting just gigantic. I pick up just weird little games during these sales anymore. Sure. Like Transport Fever 2. Maybe someday I want to build monorail lines, right? I can't right now.
Every day.
Some other things. But that sounds like a nice thing to do someday.
Yep. Any other super
All right,
chats?
That's it. That's it for now with the super chats.
Did one more come in?
Actually, we got one more. Okay. We got one more. Kanal says, I can't heat, guys, BC. My boyfriend listens to the radio while he drives, but I'm watching and love everything you do. Sorry, I'm kind of drunk.
Hell yeah. We love to hear it. Have a good night. I'll mouth it. Have a good night. You're doing great. Hang in there. Enjoy whatever's on the radio.
Oh, I can't hear you guys because my boyfriend wants... I get it. Yeah, don't worry. Look, the radios are nice.
You read exactly what was written there, Mike. You didn't do anything wrong. You're fine.
That's right. I did my best. Yeah, I hope you have a great night, Colin. Yeah, I kind of like the radio. Do you have a local radio station that you listen to sometimes? Still?
I have been and always will be an NPR guy. I just keep it on NPR.
Oh man,
yeah.
You're
like my friends. We might have been friends in high school. That's what they all listen to. I was friends with all the smart kids listening to NPR.
Yep.
We have a mixed channel here. I like it because it's they'll play classic rock, but they will still play the new stuff. So I kind of have some idea what's going on.
Okay,
what you might think, which is I want to know. I want to still kind of know what the big hits right now are.
Yeah,
so that's good enough for me.
That's usually what it is. It's NPR will give me mostly down the middle stuff, and I'll not always, but good enough. And then there's usually something interesting on. I like a lot of their other shows.
All right, that's it for now. If you guys want to send in more super chats, we will read them for the end of the show. Thank you so much, everybody.
All right, let's take another quick break. We'll get set up. We're going to do a Mount Rushmore of first-person shooter multiplayer games. We'll get into that right after this. Okay, we are back. Game Mess decides. Mike Minotti, he's actually... No, wait, he's there. He's over there. And I'm Jeff Grubb. I'm right here. Yeah, I figured it out. Mount Rushmore of first-person shooter multiplayer games. Mike, Battlefield 6 is here. Like I said, I was enjoying it. I I think this was an interesting one just because there's so many like obvious like strong eras, and I'm gonna be curious to see how much we actually represent that on our Mount Rushmore, or if we go a little bit deeper for various reasons. I don't know. But where do you think we should start with first-person shooter multiplayer games?
Yeah, gosh, there's a lot of places to go to. Call of Duty 4 is the first one that really does pop in my mind.
Yeah.
Which I feel like still has established the modern way we play almost all of these games, right? With the progression and everything like that, it feels like we're still in a Call of Duty 4 multiplayer shooter world.
Yes, I am there with you. I would point out like even as this is the one that like was dominant, that even as the next sort of phase of first-person shooter multiplayer games came about with like Fortnite and PUBG, Call of Duty didn't really wane. It just sort of joined the party and had its own first-person shooter battle royale game, which is not how it's worked before. It's like, no, Call of Duty replaced Halo or whatever. We'll get to many of those, but I'm going to just throw out Counter-Strike just because it feels like it should be the second game mentioned here, at least as far as I'm concerned.
I was there, Gandalf.
Yep.
I was there when all of that. I mean, I was playing Team Fortress Classic constantly. That was like one of my first really big online multiplayer shooters, and then all of a sudden everyone's like, oh, there's this new one. Everyone's playing Counter-Strike now. And I was like, what's this? I'm like, this is pretty fun too, actually. And it still almost weirds me out. I think I said before that Counter-Strike is a game I played a lot of in 1999, and it still is just kind of basically
it's
game.
Still that game, absolutely.
Every time I play it again, I do get like a little weird. Like, boy, other people are still just doing this. Thank you, LA Miracle, for the 5 gifted memberships. By the way, appreciate that. Thank you.
Mike, you Chef, do you have the like LAN party scene for Counter-Strike like we did have like in Argentina, Brazil, all of this?
Yeah, there was definitely some of that. I don't know if it was like as big culturally as it might have been in some other countries, but it definitely existed.
For me, that was like the big this was still dial-up modem era. Although it was kind of like in that transition period.
It was. But it was still I'm sure it was like 90% dial-up modem. Even
right,
there,
exactly.
A few years into it. All right, what else? Where do you want to go? Oh yeah, go. Anything else, Christian? Yeah, go ahead.
No, yeah, just remember that it was so huge. I remember my dad was dropping me on the like in summer, dropping me in the LAN cafe, just like for 8 hours straight. He will go to the guy pay and just look at my son there. He's gonna be here for 8 hours. It's just Counter-Strike.
Yep.
We play Counter-Strike all day. Yeah, good memories.
All right, where do you want to go next, Mike?
Which Halo would you do? Would you do Halo 1, which was big in a LAN sense, or Halo 2, which was, one of the first big console online multiplayer games?
I think I would still do Combat Evolved just because that's the one where it's like it was like so popular that it became like, hey, we can plug this thing into our Ethernet port here at college, and we could play against each other here on this intranet. And just kind of hearing stories like that, something I never really did, but hearing stories like that, I was always like, okay, yeah, that's how you know a game is really popping off, when people are going to those lengths and everyone sort of knows that this is something you can do with this game. Certainly Halo 2 with Xbox Live is probably also worth considering for this list. But I do think, like, if we're talking about the online shooter, like the shooter that like exists because online, it probably is still Call of Duty 4, but I know that's maybe not the conversation, or maybe not everyone would agree with that. But I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I can see either way. Because I mean, Halo 2 launching Xbox Live is
it's huge.
It was huge. I was feeling less important recently, right? But Xbox Live was a big deal, and basically all the console online stuff we have today is in that style. It's in that mold.
Yeah, but it's like
a very big deal.
Halo 1 still like figured out playing a multiplayer shooter on a console. Like, it's the one that.
Well, no, GoldenEye did. What are you talking about, right?
Are you gonna take this seriously, or are you gonna just joke?
Yeah, Halo was a very big deal. So I think we put Halo. We can put both of them for now if we want to.
Yeah, let's put both for now. Okay, Halo Combat Evolved, Halo 2. I have a question. You asked me a question. I have a question for you. Quake 3 or Unreal Tournament? And obviously we have preferences, but like, Mount Rushmore. What are you thinking?
I still think Unreal Tournament.
Cool.
Honestly, I don't know if either of them really make it.
Sure,
But
yeah,
it was interesting because they both represented one of the first times where it was like, we can actually just make the multiplayer stuff its own game. And I remember it was controversial. That people, the hardcores on like the GameSpy.com forums and things like that were upset. And they thought it was kind of a weird, greedy move. But they ended up both being good games. But especially Unreal Tournament was just neat, and it had sequels that were really good also. So it's fun stuff. Those are definitely the games I think of in this kind of that in between period between like like the Dooms and the Half-Life even, and then what we would eventually have with Call of Duty and stuff like that. In between that, you had the Unreal Tournament time, which was a good time. I liked the multiplayer shooters then. I mean, this is also kind of the Battlefield period. And now I'm gonna put a question to you. Do you think any of the Battlefields would really be up for consideration here?
No, I mean, it's worthy of conversation, but this is the conversation where it's I will point out that there was something about Battlefield that felt very much like, oh, there is a huge community there. There's like it reaches a little bit further than you would even think. Like I remember there's like an older guy in my neighborhood who was just super into Battlefield. I'm being like, oh wow, and he's like he was talking about the next one coming out and how he's gonna get his clan back together, get his buddies back together, and they were just gonna play a ton of that. And it's like, okay, yeah, and that is certainly like worthy of this conversation, but I just don't think it quite makes it onto the list. It's gonna be a bit too tough for Battlefield.
Yeah, no, I agree. I
think
it's
also
good games.
It's also hurt by like later being such a direct competitor to Call of Duty, which is not where it started. But it's like honestly the majority of its history now is being like this Call of Duty competitor, which is weird for Battlefield actually.
Like for me, I would be thinking about probably just Battlefield 1942, which was a deal. I don't know if it was the biggest deal. I don't know if it's a Mount Rushmore deal.
Yep. All right. What else do we got here? Let's see. I think there's a first-person mode in Fortnite, but we're talking about multiplayer first-person shooters. Are we going to consider Fortnite? I honestly don't even remember if there's still like an ongoing first-person mode in there. Like, yeah. Okay. Well, then
I don't think we consider it.
Okay.
No.
Then what about PUBG? If that's the battle royale like sort of representative here. Yeah, Christian.
So how in Fortnite the third person is kind of the default mode. In in PUBG the first person is kind of the default mode.
Yeah, it became the default mode, right?
It became that. It was really bad at the beginning, and then they fixed it, and now it's like for the longest time it's been the first person.
Yep.
So,
I thought PUBG was also third person, man.
It is third person. You can play. They had both modes, but you want to play it first.
So it started third person, Mike. You're right. That's why you think that, and then they introduced first person mode, and then quickly in that community that became like, oh, that's the real way you're supposed to play. And I guess I would say I would assume that's the more populated servers now, but maybe not. Maybe it is still third person.
Now, yeah. I don't know. It hasn't been there in years.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I don't know. It almost it exists a little bit separately from this conversation to me.
Yeah, I think it's like
royales.
Yeah, I think it's like part of the lineage. Like the lineage I'm talking about is like you do have like Quake and GoldenEye sort of happen on two different tracks, and then Halo comes around, and it's like, oh, Halo's making it work on console, and then it has the online stuff with Halo 2, and that's pretty dominant for quite some time. Like, well, Counter-Strike is over there doing its thing on PC, with a few other shooters as well, of course, and then Call of Duty comes along, and then Fortnite and PUBG come along, and it's like there are these kings of the mountain, but in terms of first-person shooters, I think you're right. Those battle royale games maybe are a little bit different.
If you want to track this like the lineage for PUBG and Fortnite, you kind of have to go to like Arma, kind of.
And I'm not going to talk about Arma.
Yeah, he refuses. It's in his contract.
Yeah, Arma is really fun. I don't know. You have to like those type of games to enjoy it. But yeah, I don't think it matches well with this Mount Rushmore at all.
Okay, then Mike, how about Overwatch?
Yeah, I was just thinking about. I was wondering first about Team Fortress, if any of those would be considered. Even though I think most people would think Team Fortress 2, but again, like me personally, no, Team Fortress Classic. Even before that, you had just Team Fortress, and Team Fortress is important because, from my camera, that was like the first big mod that was so distinct from the original games. That was a Quake mod. Like, oh, this is just its own game, and then eventually just became its own game. Something about Team Fortress is Mount Rushmore-y, even though it got more popular later. But then you had Overwatch, which kind of turned that into, Team Fortress was a class-based shooter, and that was different. But then you had Overwatch, which was the hero-based shooter, and that was a big thing for a very long time. We're still seeing some of that show up in things like, Valorant wasn't too long ago. Everyone kind of stopped a bit trying to make their own Overwatch clones. We still have Marvel Rivals and things like that. So definitely opened up another branch there. Boy, did I like Overwatch a ton, Jeff. And especially the first few years of it. That was my game. I was playing that thing like crazy. Even now, like, for a while, I felt kind of bad about it. And now it's like, every once in a while I go back. I'm like, yeah, this is still fun. I'm never going to be into it the way I was. But yeah, I get warm feelings when I think about Overwatch these days.
Yeah, we'll definitely consider it. We'll see how it susses out here. You joked about it, but like GoldenEye was crucially important to multiplayer first-person shooter gaming. And it was kind of like, I don't know, at a certain point, it felt like a party game where it's like we get together and do this thing. And first-person shooter gaming would go in such a different direction or a better direction. It would just kind of get figured out long after that game. But its cultural impact in that moment was pretty massive. How do you really view it here for this list?
Yeah, I think it should be strongly considered, Jeff. That's what I think.
All right, GoldenEye 007. All right.
Yeah, I mean, my jokes aside, obviously it was a pretty big deal in the split screen multiplayer world, right? I mean, it's similar to Halo in a lot of ways. So, it's like the game wouldn't have been what it was without it. It's a little weird because like there's not as much of a forward track with it as there is with, say, a lot of these other ones, unless you consider Halo the direct successor to it, which I think a lot of people do. Then it's like, well, do you do GoldenEye and Halo? I don't know. So we'll have to think about it.
Yep. All right. Do you have anything else you want to consider? Stuff like Valorant pops in my head, but it's like, no, that's too, like, we already have a representative for those ideas, things along those lines. Not for Mount Rushmore,
right.
At least.
I mean, there's other games I really like Titanfall.
Yep.
Titanfall 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
Doom.
Yeah.
Doom, I mean, was maybe the first one with big online multiplayer, right?
Yeah, it was definitely, and it was popular, but it's like, God, that idea was so exploded by. If we put Doom on here, it's like, well, why isn't Quake on here?
Because Quake is just kind of Doom.
Yeah.
Again, with a better graphics and a lot, at least in terms of the importance of it, because Doom was the first one that people were really playing online.
Yeah, but it just exploded so much more with Quake 2, right? Yeah, Quake 2 is where it really popped off. Quake 3 Arena, I guess. I'm going, okay, I guess when you think about it that way, how long it was between that stuff. Yeah, I don't know. To me, it's like Doom doesn't quite make this. Doom's like in the Titanfall bucket where it's like, yeah, there's some great campaigns, and that's, I remember it primarily as a single player game.
Doom deserves it more than GoldenEye. A lot of people, Doom multiplayer was a very big thing.
Yeah, I know. Okay, yeah, we can put Doom up there then. Sure.
Let's think about it.
Yeah,
let's put it up there. I agree. I probably won't make it, but I don't know. I think it should be put on the list.
Yep. But yeah, in that case, I am going to put Quake 3 up there. Quake 3 Arena. Yeah. Just so we can cover our asses, so we can have this as evidence that we considered it when people yell at us.
There you go.
This one I'm gonna say doesn't apply to the spirit of the rule of this Mount Rushmore, but it does to the letter. Is Destiny, but it's not gonna hang there. I think the most fun I ever had in a multiplayer first person shooter was doing like Destiny raids and that kind of stuff.
Sure. But, yeah. Well, I mean, like Left 4 Dead's a first person multiplayer game, right? Yeah.
Also, yeah. Well, I was thinking that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Mike. Anything else?
I think we have 4. The 4 are here somewhere.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. I agree. So as a reminder to audio listeners, let's see, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, Counter-Strike, Halo Combat Evolved, Halo 2, Unreal Tournament, Team Fortress Classic, Overwatch, GoldenEye 007, Doom, and Quake 3 Arena. All right, Mike, where do we go from here?
I think Call of Duty 4 is a gimme.
Yes, I agree. Let's go. You know what? Let's Control X that. And then put that over here.
Oh shit! Sorry, someone in chat just said something and it killed me because I was thinking Killzone 2. It has the best multiplayer mode ever. It is so fucking good. Thank you for letting me know. It's not gonna hang there, but put it in the list. I know you're gonna delete it right.
We're not gonna even. Christian, I'm sorry. I'm glad you liked it. We're not putting it even on the short list. I'm sorry.
Brother, it has
It's
literally
not
the
happening.
best. You put Resistance 3, you piece of shit. I want to you motherfucker. That's great.
Sorry.
Hayes had multiplayer, right? Where's Hayes?
Yeah.
BioShock 2.
Yeah.
No,
BioShock
for real. Like I wish one day we can like run the emulator and get you to play like the multiplayer Killzone 2 because it is like a special thing. It's so much fun. Yo, motherfucker, Metro Prime 2. Get the fuck out of here.
No, I fixed it. I
Alright.
fixed it. Metroid Prime
That's
Hunters.
my piss. Continue
There you
with
go.
your crimes.
Yeah, there's the DS game. Metroid Prime Hunters is up there now, everybody.
Yeah, Jeff.
Yeah, listen, I know some people who are in a clan for Metroid Prime Hunters. Okay. I think you're right. Call of Duty is the gimme. From there, it's like a lot of these other ones are pretty like neck and neck. But I probably would put Counter-Strike over next.
Yeah, I think
It's longevity kind of like it
Right.
it makes it stand out from everything else.
Yeah, even Team Fortress predates it as the mod that got turned to its own game, but Counter-Strike was even kind of upon itself, even compared to that.
Yes, and then it's like, and Team Fortress is still certainly something people play. Team Fortress 2, in one way or the other. Counter-Strike has just been a constant, even beyond kind of anything else I can think of, where it's like, today, that's the first-person shooter. Kids all over the world are picking up. That's still the esport they think of when they think of first-person shooter esports. It's kind of astounding.
Its longevity is pretty incredible.
Yep. All right. What are you thinking now?
Probably one of the Halos.
I'm with you. I would probably go Halo Combat Evolved for a Mount Rushmore for figuring out shooters on a console and still having incredible multiplayer, even if it's not necessarily the online multiplayer we got in 2. But
Yeah.
the Xbox Live is super important, so I can see Halo 2. I'm kind of leaving this up to you a little bit, I think.
I mean, I could go either way. I'm 50-50. So the fact that you lean slightly more towards Combat Evolved, we can just follow that. That's
okay.
fine.
Sounds good. There we go. All right, so that's 3 spots. And then we have Halo 2 Unreal Tournament, Team Fortress Classic, Overwatch, GoldenEye 007, or Doom. I don't necessarily know where to go from here. Like, this is like, there's, I guess, what did I lean? I might lean Overwatch, Mike. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm thinking either we go kind of newer with Overwatch, or we go older and get more of a George Washington with Doom.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's kind of the two I consider here. You've got it's weird that Overwatch is actually like 8 years old or whatever.
Yeah,
already.
but I mean, for Mount Rushmore, that's
So-
still pretty new.
That's right. Like back in the day, it would practically be a retro game. We would call it at the time. I think Overwatch makes sense. It definitely made a new track that is happening right now. At the time, like a lot of what was exciting about it was the fact that like, oh wow, somebody made a big one of these that's very flashy and has high production values, and it's not a Call of Duty clone. That's neat. Boy, that game was a huge breath of fresh air. Guys, remember how much how excited we were about the reload animations in Overwatch? That stuff was so freaking cool for such a long time. It was so fun. I wish I could go back to how that game felt the first few years when everyone was playing it. Because, of course, it's just a natural progression where after a while it gets sweatier and the people who are hanging around taking it very seriously. And then I didn't necessarily love the free-to-play direction it went to. But obviously, hugely important game. Really fun game. Good stuff. And, it also kind of represents the Team Fortress track a little bit, which I would like to have on there.
Any sort of multiplayer, like what is your Mount Rushmore, like what your one entry for a multiplayer first person mode in a game like Metroid, where it was like kind of felt like an afterthought, but still kind of a slightly bigger deal? It was Metroid Prime 2, obviously, that had that multiplayer mode. Maybe 3 did as well, but yeah.
I will say, I mean,
BioShock 2 and stuff like that.
BioShock 2 wasn't bad, actually.
It was
I
good.
joked about it.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. I like the whole, even had like an apartment in Rapture was where you like did your loadouts.
Yeah.
I thought the Uncharted games actually had really fun multiplayer modes. Like Uncharted 4 and 2 specifically, those were great. I liked those multiplayer modes a ton. back when like
Yeah.
they would never do that now, where you had a pretty fleshed out competitive multiplayer.
Could
mode
you
that's just
imagine
part of those
Metroid Prime
games. They were
4
great.
launching with the multiplayer mode? That would be absurd.
Absolutely not.
It'd be absurd.
They couldn't do it with they can't Last of Us 2 not having one, and then they're gonna make it their own game and they just canceled it. That killed that. That's never happening again now. Yeah, absolutely.
The Last of Us 1 multiplayer was fun too.
Oh yeah, sure.
So yeah, that stuff was pretty great for a while there.
All right, our Mount Rushmore of multiplayer first-person shooters is Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, Counter-Strike, Halo Combat Evolved, and Overwatch. Our show, there's a Quake 3 arena right there on the short list, everybody. You don't have to yell at us. All right, excellent work. I'll get that posted so people can in fact yell at us, and then we'll come back and talk about what we've been playing and clean up our super chats right after this. Hey, we're back. That's still Mike. I'm still Jeff. We're gonna do some more super chats, but first, Mike, what have you been playing?
Silent Hill F. Been making the good proggies in that. It's been a fun, spooky time. Just really interesting. I'm surprised. Some people are like, "Oh, like is this still gonna feel like a Silent Hill game?" I'm not some expert. I basically have just played the 2 Silent Hill 2s, but like if you put this game in front of me and didn't tell me what it was called, and then like 5 hours in asked me what franchise do you think this game is a part of, it's obviously Silent Hill. It's so much
and
that's that.
That's not just because it's like they're like, boy, this sure feels like a Silent Hill. Like they're not like saying like that's not the reason you're saying that. It's because of the vibes and the tone and
the vibes, the tone,
the
and
enemies.
like the enemies. There are gameplay similarities.
Sure.
Also, I like the combat a lot in this. I know some people have not liked it, but I think it does a really good job of feeling kind of heavy and panicked and unsophisticated in a way that like combat in a horror game should, right? Like you are just some Japanese schoolgirl, just kind of flailing around. Not that like, if it doesn't control well, it just has this sort of heaviness, this sort of panicness to it that I think fits the game really well. It's a ton of fun. So yeah, it's great. I'm hearing about some of the multiple endings. It's even a bit different than I was expecting, where it's not just the endings. Like, ooh, maybe your second playthrough is different in a lot of ways. I'm kind of almost like, maybe I do want to at least play through it a second time.
Yeah, people said the New Game Plus stuff really can speed things up, and you can get through it in a handful of hours. I'm hesitant to say a couple or a few, but maybe 4 or 5. I don't know.
Yeah, because I mean, when Resident Evil 4 came out, I played through that a ton of times. That was actually just for challenges. The game itself didn't change too much. But, the second playthrough is always a lot faster than the first one. But yeah, it's boy, I once again, Silent Hill has kind of come and over-delivered here. The franchise is just in a very good place at the moment.
Yeah, good for Konami. I'm gonna start that one up with the intention of playing through it to getting one set of credits. We'll see if
you want to stream it.
I think I'm gonna do it in the morning slots. I've been doing some of the golf streams in and try to get a handful of those in before the end of October, so I can have at least one more game to talk about when it's end of the year time, which I'm thinking about a lot about right now, trying to juggle some games. We did play a bunch of golf games, but so that led me to try one that I've not tried on stream. It was Easy Come Easy Golf, which came out several years ago, but it got an update for Switch 2 recently. Apparently the same day that Everybody's Golf Hot Shots came out, they were like, hey, let's drop our Switch 2 update. That game, you could tell it's very much made for mobile, sort of originally. It's on Apple Arcade and Switch. And, despite that, which I think is probably a fair thing to say for this audience and myself, despite that, really solid game. They do this interesting structure of you have a team of golfers, and there's like a lot of 3-hole challenges where it's like, we're just going to do 3 holes, and one's going to be like a par 3, one's going to be a par 4, one's going to be a par 5, and you have to pick your team of golfers, and there's 1 golfer per hole, and one can be super accurate, and one can have the distance or whatever. There's other differences as well, but that's the general idea. So you pick your team, and you apply the long range golfer to the par 5, and there's also an auto button that'll just pick your team for you. I've been doing a lot of that, but then you go in there and you hit the ball with these various characters, and it's a really good, solid golf game. And then you feel like you're making progression really quickly, which is a stark difference compared to Everybody's Golf Hot Shots, where It is just this mountain to climb to unlock one character. I'm never
It's
gonna.
bizarre
It's
how
crazy.
few characters you get to start in that game. Like,
And
what
then-
are we talking? That's not a thing we do anymore, is it?
It's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, even if we do, it's like this is not traditional for this series, or a series where you could make your own characters. You can't do that anymore in Everybody's Golf because again, it's a different studio. The original studio is making this easy come easy golf game. Yeah, it's solid. It's $20. I think it's overall pretty well made, even if you could just feel the mobileness of it everywhere. It didn't like blow me away, but it's certainly a much better experience than Everybody's Golf Hot Shots, which is a barren sort of bummer of a game overall. And then beyond that, some more Final Fantasy Tactics, but I talked about that on Nintendogs. The game's good though. It's solid. I'm really appreciating the early part being like a lot of mostly 10-minute missions. There's, some longer ones in there for sure, but mostly like 10-minute missions. Makes it really easy to start one up, get through it, put it down, and then pick it up later in the day and do the same thing. And I'm doing kind of maybe right now, I don't have a lot of time, so 2, maybe 3 missions a day. But it's a solid game. One that I do find myself gravitating back toward whenever I have a little bit of time. So yeah, really continue to be really happy with that. Anything else from you?
I mean, just I'm actually plugging away at Mario Galaxy 2 quite a bit now, doing some Hades 2 runs here and there. I really want to start Tactics at some point during this weekend. My big goals weekend, finish Silent Hill 2, start Tactics. There's some other things I do want to check out. Absalom now, right? But yeah, plenty of things to do. I've enjoyed playing all these golf games, actually. Golf video games are just fun.
Oh, yeah.
Shouts to Pebble Beach Golf Links for the Sega Cider, which has been my kind of favorite part of Golf Week so far, actually, with just the weird Craig Stadler live action inserts, and it's just strange 1994 digitized graphics vibe. Enjoyed that. But, Kirby's Dream Course, we played that, still a ton of fun. Even that was the first time I ever played a Nintendo Switch Sports. I played the golf one there. I was like, yeah, this is neat.
It's
fun.
great. It's a lot of fun.
It's great that 5 of us can play that, and the fact that you just all do your own stuff at the same time, so it moves. You can do 18 holes pretty quickly. It's a ton of fun, actually.
Oh yeah. It's super solid, and it's like one of those rare Nintendo games where it's like they mostly figured out the online. It still has its quirks, but and some of the other stuff, but there it works really well. It's like that and the bowling, right? Everyone bowls at the same time, and that's the one where it's really important to get that really those two right. I don't know if people remember, golf didn't launch with the game; it got added later. It was pretty. So I think we did some of it when it first launched. But yeah, it's I think you can have up to 8 players golfing at the same time, which is a cool thing because when everyone is golfing at the same time, it's kind of like, well, what do we need a 4-player limit for? Let's make it a full party. And you can also do that locally, right? Because you can have 8 people with 1 Joy-Con if you have 4 sets of Joy-Cons. So yeah, it's just kind of neat. Although I wonder what kind of room, what it would look like in a room of 8 people doing that, all kind of swinging around, flailing in the same space.
Wild, going nuts there. Yeah,
just breaking knuckles left and right.
Shoutouts to Golfing In and Super Video Golf, 2 indie games that people actually sent us codes for to check out during Golf Week, and had a good time. Both those are on Steam. Golfing It and Super Video Golf.
Hey, I'm glad you were able to check those out for sure. We'll do Mario Golf tomorrow. We'll do, and I'm looking forward to playing some of that. Dan's apparently never played much Mario Golf, which really surprises me.
That does surprise me.
I guess he played the Game Boy Color one, but he did that recently with the Analog Pocket and stuff. So, I think he's going to be impressed because those early Camelot games were very good.
They're great. Toadstool Tour on GameCube is fantastic. I love that one. But
I think the best one in the series is the 3DS one because it's like that's the one that had the really awesome online tournaments. God, that's a good game. Mm-hmm. All right, that probably does it for us, right, Mike? Anything else?
Just the super chats that we have left.
Okay,
here.
well, let's do the super chats then, please.
Hey, 2X early access is good. Don't buy the $100 skin. There you go.
Wait! I thought you said they were good.
I thought you were all for it. You're talking about it's actually a pretty good deal.
I was shit posting a little bit.
The
skins are cool, and it's not just the 3 skin. They give you pretty much everything that's on the game now. But it's $100. Come on, give me a break. In another times, I might have spent that money, but nowadays I'm frugal with my money. I guess.
There's got to be a time where that gets discounted or something. I don't know. Maybe not. We'll see. All right,
Maybe
Mike,
not, yeah.
hit us with those super chats.
Alrighty, here we got a few more here from one's from Tim Nicholas. Says, remember when Dan didn't know how to listen to NPR?
Right. He
I
said
don't
he said
remember
like it was like he's like I don't know if I would know how to like listen to NPR is what he said. Like if someone told me to go listen to NPR, he's like I wouldn't know how to do that. And it's just like, well, I mean, you could imagine Googling that, right? Like, would you include Googling that as something you're not allowed to do?
Right, like I guess I don't expect you to like check every AM radio station you have, right? Until you come across it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I imagine him going through the dial. It's like, is this NPR? Is this?
Yeah. I mean, fair enough.
Matt Rare Monkey says still on the Game Pass because of rewards. Parentheses never paid.
Yeah. I mean, people who are doing the Microsoft rewards points, you keep doing it. I mean, they're getting your data. I mean, that's why they do that. But hey, whatever. At least you're getting something for your data.
Anyways.
A lot of other people are just getting my data for free and not giving me shit. So you do you.
Miracle, thank you again for the 5 gifted memberships on YouTube. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Then Matt Rare Monkey says Team Fortress 2 introduced HUTs, so all the skids start here. Yeah, boy, I'm like, again, like I liked Team Fortress 2, but I like Classic more. Team Fortress 2, like I'm like a purist. I liked it early on when it was more like Team Fortress Classic. Then as the game went on, and it was like every character had 16 different weapons that they could get, and there's too much customization for me. I was like,
Right.
the demo man should have this gun and this sub weapon in this outfit, and that's it. I got a little too.
How many people are still playing Team Fortress 2 every day?
For a while, everyone was like, it's only bots, and apparently it was a giant problem.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
It is a game where it's like, why wouldn't they make a Team Fortress 3? But, you know, it's Valve. They kind of do what they want, and it's hard to tell what they want.
It peaked at 72,000 players today. Maybe it's all bots just farming hats to sell. I don't know. Like, if it's all bots, like, who are you selling the hats to? But whatever.
I know. It's exactly. It doesn't make any sense to me what's going on over there. Adam Steen says, go Cubs, go Tigers. Frick Ice, are you excited for your make or break game tomorrow?
Yeah, it's pretty exciting because the Red Wings lost really bad today, and that's a good portent for our other Detroit teams. That's how it usually goes.
Okay.
The one has to be excruciatingly bad, and that means the other teams are going to be pretty good. And also, Scooble's back on the mound, and they started hitting. I'm pretty excited.
It's like the balance in the force, you know.
It's 100%. Yes, that's excruciating.
3 to the 4 to the 5 to the putt. Tomorrow's make or break. Can you make the cut?
I hope so. Thanks for asking.
Jason Finale says, speaking of baseball, this is me channeling my Phillies sport sorrow into something positive. You guys rule. Thank you, Jason.
Sorry, Jason.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's rough, man.
Dodgers is always going to be a tough one to beat in the postseason right now. So don't envy having to go through them.
Just get the best baseball player in the world and don't pay them for 20 years or whatever the fuck it is. Why don't you just do that, Jason? Come on.
On the bright side, the Eagles are losing to the Giants right now, and the Giants aren't very good.
No, don't.
I shouldn't have said that. Okay.
Spare the man.
My bad. Next up is from Antonio Morales. Halo finally made it on a game as Mount Rushmore crying emoji. We did it, everybody.
We're proud of him. Absolutely. Well done.
Yeah, we did it. Next up is from Hayward of Texas. I'm taking the day off work tomorrow. I'm playing Battlefield 6 all day. Let me know if you need another Sherpa. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Just a whole day for a game, man.
Yeah, like, how big can the party be in Battlefield? Could we, like, have a bunch of people in there from the community? I don't
know.
No.
It's
just 4.
It's just 4. Okay.
It's just 4, and they can join your match.
We'll do that.
Like a space.
We'll do that. We'll do our 4, and then everyone will try to make it as easy as possible for people to just join on us, and I'll handle that, or maybe Christian, you can help me out with that.
I don't know how the portal stuff work. Maybe you can make something there where you can have all your friends in. So I'm gonna check that once that's out because it's not out. It wasn't out during the review period.
Okay, we'll see.
Look, guys, I'm allowed to make fun of anybody's sports team. I'm a Cleveland sports fan. You know? We're not exactly having a great moment
They're
ourselves
the
right now.
defending Super Bowl champions. They can be knocked down a peg. It's the NFL. Everyone loses all the time except for the Lions. So yeah, it's fine. And now we're definitely gonna lose this week because I said that. So don't worry.
Next up is JLA Naps. Put on some Vicks Rub, rest up, and sleep tonight. Boy, I haven't done Vicks Rub. I don't think Vicks Rub is a good fit for chest hair.
No, that's Mike. That's one of the most disgusting things I've ever thought about. Now that you said it like that, yeah. Ooh, I don't like that.
Also, I have the CPAP machine, so I don't think it would work anyways. But I'll just put some of it in my water.
Yeah, just mix it in. Yeah, just huff it. Yeah,
that'll work perfectly.
Forrest Whitaker's character in Andor like huffs gas or whatever, and that's what I'm imagining you being like. Yeah.
Okay, we figured this out. This is good. Snack Dad says, please play Rip It King multiplayer. Love you.
A lot of love for Ribbit King out there. It's frisbee golf. That's still golf. I will try to find a spot for that at some point, but it's probably not going to make it for golf weekend.
Look, guys, there might be another golf week sometime. There's plenty of things we didn't get around to playing.
And it was very
we got to see Craig
successful.
Stadler again someday.
Exactly.
So, we'll someday.
We'll come back to golf week.
Last Geek says, I had a bad day at work. Take some of my money so I know my bad day is going to help some awesome people. Oh, sorry to hear about that, Last Geek. Hope you have a better day at work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tomorrow.
Sorry. Yeah, really apologize and hang in there, and thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate that.
Did the contractors hit your gas line too?
Man, I can't believe Dan Reichert died. That's crazy.
Andrew Stewart says, Da Yankees lose.
Boo. Yeah, sure.
Woo!
Wow.
We did it, everybody.
Wow, it's so funny.
The evil has been defeated. Yeah.
Oh, funny. What's your team? Where are these losers? You know what? I'm not gonna.
Well, I bet their team doesn't have as big of a salary cap as you, with fewer wins than the Yankees. If that's what you're concerned about, it's true. It's true.
Oh, look, another super chat just came in. It's just.
Let's see here now. Chuck Towski says, I saw that the Browns are technically paying 8 quarterbacks right now, including 8K to Kenny, the franchise pick. Oh, it's an awful organization, everybody. It's just I do get upset that the Browns could be this terrible and upsetting and just kind of repugnant. And still in Cleveland, it's a football city, and it just kind of always will be like, guys, our baseball team competes every year, and they're like, yeah, but they're not the Indians anymore. You didn't like them that much when they were the Indians either. You only cared about it when you could complain about the lack of racism. The Cavs are pretty good, but we don't have a superstar doing ads anymore, so they don't care as much, even when we had LeBron again, people still like the Browns more. It's just people are just so football pilled. I like football as well. I think it's de facto place as most people's favorite sport is a little much sometimes.
Yeah, it's. I know why I like it. It's the specialization, because there's a sumo wrestling match happening, and then the fastest guy you've ever fucking seen on the same field at the same time, and that owns. Sure. That doesn't seem to be why most people like it though. So you're right. I'm always a little bit confused.
Yeah. And that's it for the super chats. Thank you, everybody.
All right, that's gonna do it for the show. I'm gonna hit the button. We'll get out of here.
Before we go,
yeah, please hit it.
Community events. We're having Lego party this Saturday.
Oh, that rules.
I missed the time, but yeah. Check the Discord.
So if let's say 6 people show up, are they going to split up into 2 groups of 3 and have 2 Lego parties going at the same time? Do we have a plan for that?
No idea how we're gonna do it.
Well,
but they say they might have copies of the game to give away. So check that.
Man, I love this community. You guys are doing great
stuff. The game's good. I really like Lego Party. We're definitely excited for us to play more.
Definitely had a meeting today and talked about when can we play that game again. So we're figuring it out.
People liked it when we played it. I want to play it again.
Yeah. On Sunday we also have Power Wash Simulator game night. So
there's
some stuff going on in the community. Go check the Discord. Thank you.
Power Wash Simulator 2.
I was able to sneak in Power Wash Simulator 2 on the Fancy Critic. I was pleased about that.
Yeah, I think that's a good move. That game's probably gonna be
Tim
pretty
Nicholas
good.
Just said in Super Chat, I just beat Mount Faith controller that had less stick drift, and my wife doesn't care, so I need Foundation. That's impressive, Tim.
That's actually crazy. Well done, for sure.
Get that fade down
there. Code or whatever it's called. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Are you Are you taking a break from Silksong? Are you still playing that? What's going on?
Because I started Final Fantasy Tactics. It's that's what's on my Switch right now, rather than that. But I'm not really taking a break from it. I intend to go back to it. I just haven't had time. Again, I'm traveling this weekend, but I might just use this. Like I'll get some time around the hotel when we're there to play a game. I'll try to finish up Silksong. How long is Act 3? Because I'm a little bit into it.
You're a little bit. It's not nearly as long as Act 2.
Right. Okay. So I feel like I can just see it through, and I'm just gonna do it. I like that game so much.
It's amazing, and I do miss it. Gosh, but yeah, so many things to play.
Yep. So many things to play. Yeah, I was like all those games that got mentioned earlier: Power Wash Simulator, Absolum. God, now I'm gonna get worse at saying that game's name every single time. I need to hear what the developer say. Yep, Ninja Gaiden 4.
Pokemans.
Yeah, the Pokemans. God,
all building up to Metroid Prime 4.
Outer Worlds 2. Yep. Don't forget. Bye, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
That one every time somehow I forget that.
Yep. Catch you next time, everybody. Also, I got to beat Baldur's Gate 3 with Jan.
Oh, yeah, you guys are right on that. Making incredible progress.
Yeah.
Go! I love golf! Go to typeup.com.
Boy pussy.